Hey guys, what's going on? Odharma here, and welcome back to episode 146 of my Level Up series, where I take Hashtag United, of course, through the levels of the footballing pyramid. Before we do jump into today's video though, I'd really appreciate it if you would take the time to hit the subscribe button down below if you're interested in Football Manager content. Now, we finally reached the end of the season. Obviously been a really turbulent season, to be honest. In theory, it's actually been our worst season in my thought process. We've had a lot of things that go wrong, like the start of the season and that period where we couldn't score a goal, and then it's just been a mixed bag here and there. But we do find ourselves still sitting in our highest, which if we end today in 8th place, that'll be our highest finish since we've joined the Premier League over the past 3 seasons, which will be really nice, really impressive. 1 spot off the European spots, unfortunately, but to close that gap, it's going to be really, really difficult. But as you can see, 15 wins, 8 draws, 14 defeats though, but a plus 10 goal difference is very, very solid. Now we'll look at the last 3 games that we've played, which were obviously going to be tough ones. Obviously in the last episode we lost to Chelsea, then drew to Arsenal at home, and then we had 2 tough away games at Liverpool and Tottenham where we did fall 1-0 to Liverpool. They scored early doors through Anken, and then 2-1 as well against Tottenham, which we went 1-0 up through Toyos, and I was really believing we were going to do it, but then we kind of capitulated in the second half. But again, very, very tough. Them 4 games were extremely difficult. But then we did finally bounce back against a Crystal Palace team who are sitting in 5th or 4th place. 5th or 4th. Nonetheless, they are a really solid team at the moment, battling it out against the top 6 like they did last season. But we managed to come out 3-1 victors in the end through Martelli. Elias getting a goal as well to put him on 20 goals this season, which is fantastic. And then a late own goal from Ethan Foster as well. So today then, to round out today's episode, we are up against Watford. So without further ado, let's get to that game. Right, so here it is. Team selection for today. We're going to have to go with the 4-3-3. You know what, we'll go with this. We'll run this team. I think it'll do well in today's game. Hopefully we can win and then solidify our 8th place. That should give us a bit more money. I should have probably actually checked how much money we're going to get for getting 8th place. Probably won't be a mass. Well, it might be a few extra million, which, you know, we'll take, because that could meet the difference for, you know, making a signing or not next season, which I guess we can look at discussing, because the squad, as you can see from the amount of players we've got, it's quite thin at the moment. There's still areas where we need to just continually, if anything, I think we're weaker actually than last season, just because we're just lacking so much depth off the bench and like in the squad in general. We did make some good signings, but I don't even know, I can't even explain it, but the team's stronger but weaker at the same time. So I can't even explain my thought process. But like Harris has been a fantastic signing. Toyos has come through and been a great signing. Vergara as well has been a fantastic signing. But we just need so much more to even try and compete with these top clubs. Because I feel like we are getting the maximum out of this group of players right now. And you know, 3 top half finishes in 3 years is solid, very solid. We're establishing ourselves as a Premier League, a fully established Premier League team at this point, in my opinion. Like 3, you know, we got a 10th place, a 9th place, a 10th place, then this could be possibly an 8th place. That's pretty good going. But we do really want to try and kick on and try and push and compete against the big boys, the big 6, and try and get in the mix with them. Because the European football is where it's at. Like, that's where you get your big boy dough, for sure. as well as obviously league position, but yeah, getting European football can really help you build up your club financially. Vidra, stale. Stale. They've got a player, centre back here, Julugacic, who I looked at the start of this season, but left-footed centre back as well, which is nice because we don't have a left-footed centre back. So, but too much money, man. I tried to sign him and he wanted just crazy money. Like I said, I don't know what our transfer budget will be. It'll probably be about 30 mil again, or 30 to 40 mil, somewhere in that range. Which is still decent, don't get me wrong, and I'll be very, very happy with that, and I'm sure we'll be able to bring in a few nice additions to the squad to strengthen, but you know, we're working within a budget right now. Obviously the sale, well, we don't know what's going to happen in the transfer window in regards to goings out, because a few of my players now are starting to get linked to the bigger clubs finally, which it isn't a surprise, and I think at this point, you know, if the price is right, we do need to think about selling, because we need to think of the bigger picture. Like with the likes of Elaine, like this season, obviously we had all that. Yes, Griffiths, come on, nice, let's go. 4th goal of the season as well. Fair play, Lewis, you've smashed it. Latour as well, getting the assist, of course. Who else would it be? Boom, keeper out of position there, but we'll take that. Yeah, we need to think of the bigger picture as a whole to strengthen the squad. We're running out of time because obviously the new season, or the new games coming out in a month's time. So if we could get I want the one. If we can get if we can sell Elaine for like 80 million on top of the 40 million we're getting the transfer budget, you know what I mean, there's 120 million, and you can do some big things with that, with the correct scouting, finding the right players, you know. But then, do I want to lose Elaine? No, because he's such a great talent, an amazing striker who's proven himself. He scored like 20 goals in the past 3 seasons. He's only 22, I think now, just turned 22. Yeah, he's just turned 22, and and yeah, to score, and he's only going to get better. It's like he's still going to progress and improve on his stats. So keeping him would be nice, but realistically, the big teams are going to come calling at some point. I mean, they tried last season, but they were giving us peanuts. I think it was Barcelona trying it off of 40. I think it was 42 million for him. 42 million for probably, you could argue, the best wonder kid striker probably on my save right now, I would say. I might be wrong on that because obviously I've not searched it in great detail, but I'm pretty confident that his stats would match up against any of the best wonder kids. Although actually he's not considered a wonder kid anymore. He's just regarded as a striker, but he was a wonder kid. Full time whistle. That game flew by, really. Disappointing. Dylan Lambert, penalties. I should have known to take him off. He never scores penalties. I don't know what it is about him. He misses so many penalties. It's quite embarrassing. Well, there we go. That concludes season number 15. We do manage to seal 8th spot. 15 wins, 9 draws and 14 defeats with a 10 plus goal difference. Manchester United end up champions, getting just pipping Man City to the post in the end. They shot all the way up through the season, because Man United were winning comfortably, I think, at one point. So fair play to them. Chelsea, Liverpool rounding out the Champions League spots. Then Crystal Palace do fall to 5th place, but again, very, very solid season for them. They managed second last season, 5th place this season. They're building something over at Palace and are very impressed. Then Tottenham, obviously, Arsenal, and then we are best of the rest. West Brom, Aston Villa and Bournemouth are relegated by quite a margin actually to Leicester, who managed to escape. Okay, let's just quickly do that, and then Manchester United win the Premier League. What is it? Hashtag United confirm their best ever Premier League finish. Fantastic. We receive 29.68 million for achieving 8th place, which is solid. They get a nice little payout, nearly $1 million. Well deserved. Hard fought to manage to, we'll take an 8th place considering how we started the season. Not really the way I'd want. So we'll take the 8th for sure. Record high for Hashtag United. There you go. Final league position is a new record high. Record low number of wins though, with only 15 wins this season. So that just shows you it's been a very much more competitive league where we've managed to get our highest league spot with the lowest amount of wins we've had. So here we go then. End of season awards. Elaine does just pip Latour actually, so Latour has been unlucky these past couple of seasons because he's been absolutely amazing. Assist king Israel Latour is, but Elaine does pip him. Vidra with a nice 3rd place there, which I'm quite happy to see actually. Latour with the goal of the season against Bournemouth. I'm not too familiar with this one, but I know he only scored 2 goals in the league this season. So let's have a look. It was when Elaine was injured, clearly, because Vergara's leading the line. Balic. Latour, first time. Good technical goal, but I would have expected him to have scored something a little bit better than that. Jonathan Toyos, 16.5 million from Sporting, has already risen up to 23 million so far, so that was an investment worthwhile. He's developing really nicely. I think he's going to be really, really good. He's still got quite a bit of room to improve as well, according to my coaches, so very, very positive. Young player of the season, surprise, surprise, is Elias. Again, stats are crazy. I don't know how much more he's going to improve now. It says that he could still improve, but I don't think it's going to be massive amounts from now on, basically. But again, another 20 goal a season for the 3rd time, I think. But he had played obviously less games because he got that injury early on in the season. We don't need to see that. Club vision. Let's have a look. Work within wage budget. End of next season, Premier Division, mid-table. We'll accept that. What can we achieve next season? I think, yeah, mid-table. We'll take that. We don't want to we don't want to over jump, because if you do have a terrible start to the season, pressure just gets on you. So I'd rather go with the least pressure possible approach, to be honest. Training camp destination, where should we go? Let's go South Africa, why not? Right, there you go. Fatty wins the top goal scorer award. Elias is in 3rd with 20. Very, very solid indeed. These guys are just beasts at City. Look at that guy, just crazy. And obviously Fatty, we all know he's one of the best wonder kids on the game this year. So where do we go with the squad then? I feel like we need a backup striker. Vergara did a decent job, but I want him to play that number 10 role, so we need a backup striker to Elaine, or someone to give him competition, not necessarily a backup, a quality striker who can compete with him. Fullbacks, the fullback situation. So Vidra is joining a team. He's joining Lille. I couldn't sign him on pre-contract, which was annoying. But Lille managed to do it somehow. So Vidra's leaving the team after how many seasons, which will be sad. After five years at the club, smashing it, he'll be on his way out. Balic has had a solid season, to be fair to him. I don't know whether we might bring him back. Either way, we need 2 full-backs for sure. Midfield we need to strengthen because we don't really have many options after losing Lee. We need that. We need the player to come in and play this Carolero role so that Latour can come in and play the box to box again. So full-backs, midfielder and striker, I think, are the 4 kind of places that we need to look at. In regards to the wage transfer budget, we don't know yet, but I'd expect it to be somewhere around 40 million, either side of that by a couple of mil. I think that's probably a fair estimate or guess based on the last 2 seasons in the Premier League. So with that being said, guys, that does conclude everything more or less. Our stadium is nearly finally done, so we should be in there finally next year, which would be good to be back at our actual ground. And yeah, season 15 done. We're going to jump right on ahead and get straight in. I'm going to get straight into season number 16 once this episode has concluded, because I'm super eager to get the transfers in and get that all ready and kicked off. So if you have enjoyed today's episode, guys, I really appreciate it. If you take the time to hit the like button, dislike it if you disliked it, comment if you want to comment on it, subscribe of course if you want to subscribe. Thank you all again for watching, and I do hope to see you at the start of episode 147 and the start of season number 16. Cheers.